Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Elena, if you didn't know, and we are doing our daily meditation right now during the coronavirus quarantine and physical distancing that we're experiencing. Today, I wanted to take you through a pretty simple lymph massage. So I recommend washing your hands if you haven't in the last like 5 minutes or so. So go ahead and take a quick break, wash your hands. You also might want some tissue because sometimes when we do lymphatic massage, it can loosen things up in our limbs. So sometimes you might get a runny nose, you might get a little bit of a like need to clear your throat, and that is totally normal. Before we get started, I wanted to just share an image with you really quickly. Let me pull it up. So this is our lymphatic system. And we're going to interact, if you can see my cursor, we're going to interact with some of the lymphs here, just that are right above the collarbone, some of the lymphs coming down across the neck, near the jaw, across that front sinus passage, as well as just right above the eyebrow. And for me, this is really great because these are some of the areas where I experience the most congestion. And hopefully it will be helpful for you as well. So take just a moment, go wash your hands or grab some hand sanitizer if you'd rather, and just a box of tissue if you want. It's totally not required, but it might be helpful for you to have. So we'll take just a moment and then we'll go into that. Wonderful. Okay, hopefully we've all got our clean hands now and our tissue if you want it. So first I'm just going to show you the areas where we're going to work. So if you find your collarbone, which is just right across the front part of your chest, there's usually like a little divot. And if I like really shrug up my shoulders, you can see there's just like a pool there where you could put a couple of drops of water. So right in this area is a whole bunch of lymphs. Oh, and I should say also that a doctor taught this massage to me. So I'm not just making this up. This came from a medical professional. So yeah. Anyway, so the first one we start with is just the lymphs that are right inside here. And for these ones, we just are going to tap. So don't join me quite yet. I'm going to show you all the places and then we'll do it all together. So for these ones right in here, you just tap, and you don't need a ton of pressure for this to work. I can already feel some things are starting to loosen up in there. So that's site one. The next thing is just right along the sides of the neck. So I take my 2 fingers and just turn the back of my hand and just kind of rub down. I sometimes will even use my whole hand because it just feels so nice. So you just rub down. And this is really good for anytime you're congested. It's allergy season right now for me, so my allergies are kind of rough today. Cold and flu season, or just any time where you might be feeling congestion. So we did the collarbone, the neck. Next we come right along the jawline. So there's like that bone that comes down right there, and we're just going to just lengthen out and rub right down the jaw. And again, just gentle pressure. Awesome. The next spot is just right here underneath the eyes. So we just pull out, and it's going to kind of stretch your skin and maybe look a little silly, but it's okay because this feels great. And then the final is right here, just right above the brow line. So we're coming out and right about to that pressure point that kind of helps relieve headaches sometimes. And there. So again, quick review. We're right in the pool of the collarbone, along the outside of the neck, jawline, right underneath the eyes, and then right above the eyebrows. So we start from the bottom and work our way up to the top, because sometimes what will happen is we'll get like, if we're clogged in our lymphs that are along the neck, and then we get these ones flowing, they don't have anywhere to go. But if we can unlock starting from the bottom and working up toward the top, then all of that excess grossness will have somewhere to drain. So the way that you do this full routine is you just start by tapping here. And I usually will do like anywhere between 8 to 16. I'm not really counting right now. I'm just tapping while I'm talking to you. And then the next, you come up to the neck, just the outside of the hand, flowing downward. That's very important. So we're just loosening up those lymphs. And if you've ever been sick and you could feel kind of swollen lymph nodes, part of the reason they swell is because they're all clogged. And then we come back down here. So we start from the bottom, work our way up, and then we come back down, okay? So now we're back at the collarbone, now up to the neck, and hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit of relief already. Awesome, the next place will be the jaw, just right outside. Allow that to lengthen down. Lovely, back to the neck. And then back into the collarbone again. So you're kind of learning the process here. Perfect, so we've done collarbone, the neck, the jaw. The next one is just right underneath the eyes. And we're going outward here, away from the nose. And for me, this is an area that I usually have lots of congestion, so this just helps kind of loosen things up. And then we give it somewhere to go. Down the jaw. Should have pulled my hair back, sorry. Lovely, and to the neck. And back to the collarbone. Perfect. Last spot, we start right in the center there and just kind of brush outward. And again, you don't need super deep pressure. You just want enough to kind of help things move along. And you be your own judge here. This shouldn't be like a painful experience. For me, I like just a tiny bit of pressure, especially once I get out to that pressure point, just because it helps. For me, it feels like things move a little bit better, but this is your own body, your own drainage system. So just really pay attention to how it feels for you. And of course, always wash your hands before starting. Hopefully you all did that. To the jaw. To the neck. And to the collarbone. So I sometimes recommend not even using the pointer finger just because it's our strongest finger and you don't always need that much pressure. The other fingers are not quite as strong, and so they won't, if you accidentally push too hard, it won't be quite as hard if you use the other fingers. So that's the full system. As you can see, it only takes a couple of minutes. So you start at the collarbone, then you do the neck, the collarbone, jaw, neck, collarbone, right under the eyes, jaw, neck, collarbone, right above the eyes, under the eyes, jaw, neck, collarbone. And like I said, I usually will do like 8, maybe 16 on each area as I go up, but it just depends on how congested you are or how much you feel like you need this. I had a sinus headache before we started and it's already starting to kind of ease off. So this really works. And I hope that it can bring you some relief and help you maybe feel a little bit better in your day. So thanks so much for joining. We'll talk to you later.